Imagine standing on the towering walls of a city that has withstood countless sieges for over 1,000 years. Constantinople, the jewel of the Byzantine Empire. Suddenly, a thunderous roar shatters the calm as massive cannons unleash a barrage that will change warfare forever and bring an ancient empire crashing down. The fall of Constantinople in 1453 wasn't just the end of a city. It was a cataclysm that reshaped the world's balance of power, heralding the dawn of a new era where gunpowder and cannons dictated the fate of kingdoms. This is the riveting story of how cannons changed history, forever altering the course of civilization. Constantinople, strategically perched between Europe and Asia along the Bosporus Strait, had stood as the gateway to the East for centuries. Its famed walls were thought to be impenetrable, fortified by Roman engineering and countless defenders. But by the mid-15th century, the Ottoman Empire had risen to challenge Byzantine dominance, fueled by new technology and an unyielding determination. The siege of 1453 would reveal how the power of gunpowder and gigantic cannons could breach the mightiest defenses and topple empires. The siege and the weapons of change. Led by Sultan Mehmed II, the Ottomans amassed one of the most powerful armies of the time, including a revolutionary arsenal of huge cannons, some weighing over 20 tons. These monstrous cannons were designed by the Hungarian engineer Urban, and their purpose was clear: to pulverize the centuries-old walls that had protected Constantinople. For weeks, these cannons thundered day and night, battering the city's defenses relentlessly. While traditional siege tactics like tunnels and scaling walls were employed, it was the constant pounding from the gunpowder artillery that finally created breaches wide enough for Ottoman forces to storm inside. The collapse of the Byzantine Empire. Despite heroic resistance by Emperor Constantine XI and his defenders, the walls crumbled. On May 29, 1453, Ottoman troops flooded into the city. The fall was not just military. It symbolized the end of the Byzantine Empire and a turning point in history. The loss sent shockwaves through Europe, shaking Christendom to its core and forcing a re-evaluation of military strategies and fortifications. The great city of Constantinople transformed into Istanbul, a thriving Ottoman capital and cultural crossroads for centuries to come. How cannons reshaped warfare and the world. The siege marked a new chapter in warfare, where massive gunpowder artillery became central to military conquest, rendering traditional walls and castles obsolete. European powers scrambled to develop new forms of defense, and armies became increasingly reliant on cannons, forever changing the nature of battles, fortresses, and geopolitics. This transformation also accelerated exploration. Trade routes shifted, and the balance of power moved toward emerging empires, fueled by new military technologies. The emotional legacy. Endings and new beginnings. The fall of Constantinople is a tale full of tragedy and awe. The end of a millennium-old empire, the loss of a cultural and Christian bastion, and the rise of a new world power. But it also tells a story about human resilience, innovation, and the ceaseless tide of history. For those who lived through it, it was the end of an era soaked in faith and valor. For others, it was the dawn of new possibilities and expansive horizons. This event reminds us how technology can rewrite destinies and how history is shaped in moments of thunder and flame. The fall of Constantinople is more than a military defeat. It is the dawn of the gunpowder age, a moment when cannons reshaped the world, challenging what was thought invincible and opening the door to a modern era of conquest, culture, and transformation. From those echoes of cannon fire, the future was forged. Thank you for joining me on this powerful journey into one of history's most defining moments. If the story of Constantinople's fall stirred your soul and sparked your curiosity, remember, the tides of history are always turning, and every great fall carries the seeds of a new beginning.